She's currently our youngest calf until our new one arrives in January or February.
What's up, guys? It's Jack from GrowJack Outdoors, and as you can see, we're back at the Oklahoma City Zoo, and today I think we're gonna feed a 150-pound watermelon to the elephants. So we still need to unload. We're gonna go check in and get some people to help us unload, and then for my favorite part, we're gonna go feed it to the elephants. I'm super excited. We did this last year. You can go check out that video. The watermelon weighed 108 pounds. So this year it's quite a bit bigger. We brought a 150 pounder. Let's go check out the watermelon in the back of the truck and we'll get to unloading. It made the ride. Looks, what?
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. We haven't looked at the bottom of it yet. Hopefully there's not any damage to it. Looks good. Now, we're gonna go get somebody to help us unload this thing, and then we're gonna feed it to the elephants. I'm really excited. We're about an hour early, so they stamped our hands, and we're gonna go explore the zoo until it's time. So, let's go check out some cool animals.
Wow. That's huge.
I have to look like straight up. It's pretty cool. These are our friends from last year. You can go back from a video last year, and we actually got to go in there, and I got to pet the turtles. We can put a picture up right here.
Huge.
Pretty cool. Awesome. Let's move on to some other cool animals.
Some mallards in there.
Yeah, Bucky's have big fins. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of them. Look at these wings.
Get in them.
Another wing picture. They're letting us take the ram down to the elephant barn. So we're following a golf cart right now. Got the watermelon in the back.
It's gonna be exciting.
Yep.
Behind the scenes access.
Jurassic Park.
You can come up to the fence.
Are you doing it right now?
Well, you just
Oh, okay.
but they've got to get in there.
Just in case.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
Alright, we got the watermelon to where they're going to do the watermelon presentation. If you hear that weird noise that was just happening right there, that was the elephants. They're ready. They got the watermelon in there. The elephants aren't in there yet, but they're about to start the presentation. So I'm going to go get set down. I can't wait.
How are you guys doing? Good! to start today off, my name is McKay, and I'm an animal caretaker here at the zoo, and I work with the elephants and the rhinos, and welcome to our 2 o'clock presentation. Today we're going to do something a little bit different than normal. Normally on the weekends we do a training show, but today we're going to do something way more fun. We're going to do an enrichment presentation. Raise your hand if you guys have ever seen an enrichment presentation before. A couple of you guys, yeah? Does anybody know off the top of your head what enrichment is? Okay, well, enrichment is anything mentally or physically stimulating for our elephants. So that can be all kinds of food. It can be noises, different sounds, smells, and pretty much anything that keeps our elephant senses sharp and anything new and novel. So today they're going to get an extra special treat. They're going to get a huge watermelon. Can you guys see this watermelon out here? Yeah. Okay, the elephants are going to come in here and they're going to get to stomp on that and eat every bit of it. But I need you guys to listen up, okay? Because somebody very special grew this elephant. His name is Jack. He donated this watermelon for our elephants here today. So give Jack a round of applause. Just shout out your guests. About 200 pounds guests. This watermelon is 150. We do have some other enrichment out here today. We have some Wheaties cereal. But it looks like so far the watermelon is their favorite item. We also put out some honey. And those are just items that our elephants don't get every single day. So raise your hand if you guys know what kind of elephants these are. You can shout it out. Asian elephants. All right. So how many of you guys know their names? Do any of you know their names? Or how to tell them apart? Okay. Well, I'm just going to go down the line here and introduce them to you guys. You guys see this elephant here on the left, the very far left? This is Asha. Can everybody say hello, Asha? Hello, Asha. So what's really cool about Asha is she is the mom of our herd. The 2 elephants that you see here in the middle are her calves. Another really cool thing about Asha is pregnant. And she'll have a 3rd calf around January or February. So that's pretty exciting, right? Yeah? The next elephant that you see just to the right of Asha, the medium-sized elephant here, this is Akara. Everybody say hello, Akara. Hello, Akara. Akara is almost 7 years old, and she's our oldest calf here at the zoo. And right next to Akara, between Chandra over on the right, is our littlest elephant, Kairabi. Everybody say hello, Kairabi. Kairabi just turned 3 years old, so she's currently our youngest calf until our new one arrives in January or February. And I have a really cool thing to tell you guys about Kairabi too. Kairabi is a survivor of EDHD. How many of you guys have heard of that before? Okay, a couple of you guys. So EHD is something we talk about in our training presentations a lot, but that is an elephant herpes virus, and it can be lethal from calves up to 8 years old. Kairabi was exposed to this virus, and she did survive it in August, and that's a really, really great thing because not a lot of calves survive. So give Kairabi a round of applause for that. And then the elephant that we see here on the very far right, this is Chandra. Everybody say hello to Chandra. So what's really great about Chandra is the matriarch of our herd. Do you guys know what a matriarch is? She is the leader of the herd. So we like to explain Chandra as the glue of our herd. She is what holds our herd together. So sometimes whenever we do auditory enrichment, that might be where we play a sound that our elephants haven't heard before. Or if there's a weird noise going on, maintenance happening somewhere, and the elephants aren't sure what that sound is, they might perk up their ears a little bit and run towards Chandra. Well, Chandra she's gonna be the one that everybody looks for. So if something's up, they know that Chandra's gonna protect them, and they all wanna be with her because she is the leader and she is the matriarch. Now, elephants in the wild, they live in a matriarchal society, and all related females will usually stick together throughout their lifetime. And the matriarch is usually the oldest female in that herd. So Asha over here on the left, who is the mom, Asha's 26 years old, and Chandra is 25 years old. So you would think that Asha would be the matriarch of this herd, right?
You're right here.
Well, Chandra, let me tell you a little bit about her personality. She's got a lot of spunk. Asha over here is a little bit more submissive. So Chandra just assumed that role and Asha just let her. And so that's kind of an interesting fact about our herd dynamics here. If you guys look out into the habitat here, you might be able to see some blue barrels or some nets hanging. That's where we'll put their hay up high, and they'll use that finger-like projection to pull it out and put it inside their mouths. All right, I heard somebody else, I think I heard somebody else say tusks. So if you look at all of the elephants here today, none of our females have tusks, and that's because in Asian elephants, only the males have tusks. In African elephants, the males and females will both have tusks. So that's a really cool way to be able to tell between males and females in Asian elephants. All right, you guys, well, that is going to wrap up the formal part of our presentation today. And if you guys want to come down and get a closer look at our elephants and their enrichment today, feel free. We'll be out here hanging out to answer any of your questions that you guys might have. And have a great rest of your day here at the Oklahoma City Zoo.
So we are in the elephant barn now, and they're about to bring the elephants in here, so I'm really excited. How do you check for feet?
Oh, we'll show you when they come in here. So you see the bars that are like horizontal there? So they're trained to put each one of their feet up on the bars so we can see the bottom of their foot. We can do that. We just have targets or just a verbal, like, we'll ask for a foot, and they go, okay, here you go, put the foot up. Then they get a treat for doing that. Do you know about clicker training at all? Have you ever heard of clicker training?
No.
So clicker training is, you got one right here? Mm-hmm. It's the same thing you do with dogs and cats, or you can do it. So the click, pretty simple, right? But that's our way of communicating with them, and that's how we tell them good job. So when they're babies, we start out by just going, food. Food. So they learn means food, right? So we associate that when they're little, or when you start training them with that. And then you can start to associate other behaviors with it too. So we have targets, which it's just a pull buoy on the end of a stick, and we can use that target, hold it out, and we can wait for them to touch it. And when they touch it, they get click, treat, click, treat. So then you can start to move that around. It's this thing. So if McKay was going to, like, if I was going to train you to present your foot, what I would do is I would go, and then I'd give you a Snickers, right? And then Snickers. And then I would go like this. Snickers. And then I'd go up here. Snickers. It's pretty simple, honestly. Once they pick it up and they learn how to do it, and they know what to do. So then you can do ear, or you can do your hip, or your feet, or whatever you need them to do.
I have my clue on here. Before it's here.
What's it feel like, Jack?
That's pretty cool.
Just had her third birthday. All the new troops. The new
Really?
So they're always able to chew. These guys in the wild need to be eating all day, every day to maintain their size. So they can't have a gap where they can't chew.
So she's a girl.
Yes. Yeah, all these four are ladies. So on the girls, they don't have the testes. It's the more female variation. I always like to tell people to check out the end of that trunk. When you're far away, you can't really appreciate how flexible it is. You can see her picking up every single little piece of that little cool projection. And she can breathe through that just like a snorkel, so she can have all of her body underwater. But as long as her trunk tip is over the water line, she can still fully inhale and exhale.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of elephants in the wild, when they're crossing streams and rivers and things, you'll see the snorkeling technique. They're actually pretty good swimmers, believe it or not. Our babies, it's a little cold now, but throughout summer they swim 2, 3, 4 times a day. Splashing around to cool off on a hot summer day. They get big treats if they do something really well. So that behavior Mariana just asked for, she's only just learning. And so anytime she does it on the first time, she gets a big reward. Yeah, but it also means that they're then going to guess that thing a lot. They get, oh, I get paid super well. I get lots of treats when I do this thing. So then it's teaching them to listen a little bit, which is harder in the calves than it can be in the adults. So they don't get punished for wrong answers. If they guess wrong, we kind of give them a minute to think about it. We might ask them for something else, or come back to it, or we might ask them for it again. We'll start using the hand signs and the target holes to get them to the right answer. So you want to make sure that it's positive for them, that they're not getting frustrated. But also, these are guys are about as smart as a 3-year-old. So it's important that they learn that they do have to do the thing we're asking them to do in order to get the food. Otherwise, they'll kind of start to keep track. It's like having a substitute teacher in your classroom. You're like, oh, I know that you don't always make me sit down before recess. I can just go straight out when the bell rings. And what Rachel is doing is practicing for taking medication. So she just threw a handful of vitamin C pills in her mouth. They're really bitter. And so she's taught Kairavi to swallow it and represent an open mouth. And then she gets a whole bunch of grain, which is one of their favorite foods. So it's teaching them that it's worth it. If you take this thing that really doesn't taste that good, you get something awesome next. And that way, if we ever did need to medicate them, they're so big, they take a ton of pills.
Yeah.
So it's really easy and convenient to just be able to say, open your mouth, here it is, all in one go, and then you're going to get something delicious out of it. And she's probably our best at it. Harabi's a very people-oriented elephant. She's a rock star of a trainer. She learns really fast. For her age, she's pretty focused. And then in habitat, they're swimming their trunk to see underneath them. They can, but it's less common for the big ones. So a car weighs about 4,000 pounds, Kairavi weighs about 2,000 pounds. So it's not too difficult for them to lay down. But
Well, that was pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, I never knew they had so much control over those big animals. 8,000 pounds was the biggest one.
Yeah, the Oklahoma City Zoo is, as always, they're so good to us and blew our minds again. We got to go in the training facility for the elephants.
We got to witness them teaching them how to swallow pills, how to take x-rays on their feet.
So cool. I can't wait to keep trying to grow them. Giant produce to come back next year.
Yep.
We've had a blast. So we'll let Jack wrap this video up.
So guys, go down there, ring the notification bell, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next video.